Senku said back then may have actually sounded like a little bit like, oh, what the hell? But in the end, they are completely correct. In these situations, the ones that will truly hold the advantage in this primitive war will be the ones that could communicate over far long distances, because after all, they can only communicate through text. I mean, pigeons if they had any, or in the flesh, which will relay many things. Either way, both sides have decided, have well, not, I wouldn't say come to an agreement because they haven't met each other yet, but both sides have counted out which time when they are going to face off against each other. Senku reveals they only have a few months, as again does an impersonation of uh, Tsukasa, revealing that Tsukasa has the revival formula, meaning that he is in the advantage of manpower. However, since Senku is their enemy, therefore, and they were bluffed into believing he had gunpowder, they cannot just uh, say there and let him mass produce gunpowder. Well, technically, he doesn't have gunpowder. I mean, we know that, but they don't because they bought the bluff. Um, so Tsusaka count out that they didn't need a reasonable amount of manpower. Hyuga reveals that he he discovered, well, he figured out, well, I want to say figured out, this revealed that he did not just attack the village just because of attacking. He actually scanned the village and reveals that it's protected by a lake that will freeze in winter. And if they hold the line, it will be challenging to attack them. Therefore, sieging them will be the will have a very slow supply chain. So Tsukasa counts out that they have to attack at the end of winter. So when is that? The end of winter. I mean, I thought they would have the advantage in the winter, mostly because if the lake freezes, then it could be so cold that they could travel over the lake and all around. Then again, winter is not exactly the best period of time to attack because it's so cold. And seeing that this is a primitive people, they very likely have been ready for winter before. So at the end of winter, that means early spring, I guess. And Senku believes that Taiju and Yusahara will be right, and that's true. Because Hyuga asks Tsukasa what are they gonna do about Taiyu and Yusahara. Will they allow them to move freely? They have allowed them to move freely so far. Wouldn't surprise me if Taiyu has actually saved some of the stone statues and hidden them. But we'll see. But now Tsukasa will monitor them. He knows they are, well, because they are hostages. And, uh, but they, while monitoring them, he will make sure that they will not know that Senku's alive. Well, they do know that Senku's alive. They are double ancients. But Tsukasa also still throws in the argument that even if they were double agents, they cannot rely informations to him. However, Tsukasa think that they need to be aware of a preemptive strike for Seku. Both sides know each other very well. Sorry about the John, it's early. And Tsukasa is counting all the possibilities. And that includes if Yuzihara and Taiju really are double agents. And if they aren't, then he will tell them that Senku is alive. Hyuga believes that Homura will relay information, but it means it will take a long time. And that is actually who Hyuga lampshades that this is a primitive battle, so in a way information to be communicated is critical. That is why Senku says that the cell phone is the key to all of these to win this game. Uh, the preemptive strike that Tsukasa is afraid Senku will have. So either way, that begins to spin a lot of the different things as well as talking about story. So there is a time limit to all of this, And the reason why they are keeping doing the cotton candy flavor is because if they're going to do the golden wire, if the cotton candy needs to have the right flavor, the gold wire needs to be made the same way as well. So, mm, so they wonder. So while they argue exactly how they're going to find the right amount of drift, is actually quite a comical scene. It is also revealed that they have another. While they can do the science work, they must also prepare for winter, meaning that it will snow and they will need warm clothing for that. So then Senku suggests to take something else to make from Old Man Kasiki, and he makes a primitive gear, and saying that if they use it from Kohaku's shield, they will be able to create an easier rotation. And then we see the moments where he won and passed down the shield to his daughter. That was the time actually before he became very mad at his daughter. So the certain turns out Kyoaku, or whatever his name was, actually has a soft side in the end by being Sundere. Well, if she doesn't really care. So it's kind of funny that Kohaku says, "Yeah, let's blow it to smithereens." It is kind of funny. And with that, they create a primitive gear that actually spins the golden wire without the need of manpower. As Chrome sees that, he suddenly gets one very big idea. Takes Kasaki to another side, who also gets the interest. With that, they have created a golden wire, but now they have to wrap it up into very fine wine that will go down all to that mountain. So while the other prepare for that, the children and Suka and the elderly do that. 3 days later, Chrome returns to Senku, revealing it is finished. A primitive but effective water wheel that that Chrome found out. Of course, Senku just revealed as a water wheel, so he knew about it. But it's still pretty amazing that just from seeing that autumn wheel that Senku created, Chrome thought of this idea himself. I mean, the idea was not original. The idea already existed in the ancient, well, the ancient time. But the fact that he still find that out shows that Chrome has a very scientific evolutional brain. And even though he may not know why the purpose of these all things are, the way that he figured that out and the fact that Old Man Kazuki also invented it shows that his scientific minds when seeing some things is actually more advanced than you think. True, thanks to Senku is able to go that far, but that is very impressive. And Senku is indeed very impressed about all this, because according to him, this will make manpower. Now they no longer have to rely on manpower to create electricity. At least that's what I presume they think. Because I actually don't understand the final page, but that's only because I don't understand science. So, but what he's saying is, with the completion of gear and the water wheel, the age of manpower is over. Devices that can work endlessly without the need of fuel. At last we can harness the power of Mother Nature. Blowing the age of manpower out of the water, this is the age of machine power. And with that create an electricity. Water power generator required. I don't really know exactly what he meant by all of that, but I think he means after all they have to do manpower in order to create electricity. However, with this wheel they no longer need to do that. At least until it freezes over. When it freezes over, then they will need to, because, well, although I don't really know how modern things work, but they have their devices work differently. However, Senku did say something very well here. He said, harness the power of Mother Nature. That's the thing. Harnessing the power of Mother Nature, especially in this new primitive world, new Stone Age, is a key. A key to get us adventure over everyone else. So with that, Chrome and Kazaki managed to create a very impressive device that now harnesses Mother Nature. What awaits them all? Don't know. But what we do know is then the interesting turn takes a turn for the more interesting. Even though, but now the time limit is there. The end of winter, and that means early spring, right? Tsukasa will revive more and more people. Will Senku and the gang make it in time? Give me your thoughts if you have any.